niggas, what's poppin'? It's your girl Hev. Know what I'm saying? We gon' do a little smoke sesh, and we gon' do a little story time. So this is the time that I had taken my first dab ever, like my very first dab ever. So it was the first time I had like moved to Washington permanently. Like I had been here before, visiting off and on during summer vacation from Houston. So I'd be in Houston, then summer vacation I'd come and visit my grandmother here. But then I finally moved here. And once I started going to school close to my grandmother's house, I met a couple of friends. I had this friend, we're just going to say her name's Iraqi, and she introduced me to this other friend of mine, and her name's Kai. Anyways, so Iraqi introduced me to Kai, and me and her and Kai went upstairs to her apartment, and it was me, her, Kai, her sister, her mom, her brother, the twins, and there was, music playing. I had bought some weed, actually, from the dispensary. Someone went to go get it from me from the dispensary, and I had it blunt, and it was getting rolled up for me because I didn't really know how to roll at the time. So we're all smoking and stuff, and Kai was like, have you ever dabbed before? I was like, what the fuck is dab? What do you mean dab? Dab what? Dab what? I was so confused because I had just moved to Washington, so I never heard of a dab before in my life. So she brings out this piece, and it kind of looks like a bong to me, but it doesn't have the mouthpiece of a bong. It's like this stem that's circular, and then they had the little dabber that you put the dabs on, and they had the torch, and everybody took a dab, and I was like so nervous. I had on these like black and white Jordans, and her mom was like, oh girl, your shoes are so cute, and I was like, thank you. And then they're like, you want a dab? And I was like, yeah, I'll try it. What is it? And they explained it. It's pure THC. Basically, it's like the extract of the flower. So I was like, okay. As long as I know it's some weed, I'll hit it. So they had me get the little dab pen, take a little dab, put the dab on the dab pen, and they heated up the nail for me, and then they showed me how to do it. So put it in, and I just hit it really hard. They're like, keep hitting it until all the smoke's gone. All the smoke has to be cleared for you to get a good hit. So I'm like, okay. And I don't stop until the whole thing is cleared. And oh my God, when I tell you I died and came back to life, I died and came back to life. That was like, my first dab was like the best high ever. That was like the most high I had ever been. We went outside, we chilled for a little bit, we were all smoking, still listening to music, and then I think I went back to my grandma's house. I walked all the way from courtside, the apartments, to my Nana's house, and that was like a 30-minute walk, but it was a good walk because I was pretty blowed. And then I went to my Nana's, and I basically ate everything in the refrigerator. I was so hungry. But yeah, and I've noticed weed in Houston is so different from weed here. It's better here. Houston weed is cocky, boo-boo, nasty weed. But I want to be a cannabis entrepreneurist. I've been doing my little research on all of the indica strains, and there's literally more than 80 indica strains. And later on, I'm going to do more research and figure out what type of strains are sativa strains and what type of strains are hybrids and what a hybrid can do for you. I already know what a sativa can do for you. That's where you smoke it and you're more active, and indica is more of a body soothing high. So I don't know really what a hybrid does, so that's what I'm going to do my research on. But yeah, smoking relieves my anxiety. It relieves my stress. Anyways, so I'm not going to have this video be 5 minutes, so I'm going to tell you guys another story. So I had my mom, when my mom moved me down here, she stayed here for 2 weeks and she set up my whole room. Anyways, she asked me if I wanted anything, like to make me feel a little bit more comfortable there. I wanted a puppy, but my grandma said I couldn't get a puppy, so I talked to my grandma and my mom about getting a leopard gecko. So I got a leopard gecko, and we had her little cage set up. She was gray and blue, and her name was Apollo. And my friend at the time, Kelly, that I had known since I was 3, because I've been in Washington since I was 4, but then we moved to Houston when I was 4.5. So I've been here off and on basically my whole life. So Kelly, she comes over and she stays the night, and she had never like smoked before, so I was finna put her on. I bought some weed. I already had weed, and I had the little zigzag wraps, but I didn't really know how to roll at the time. I did my best, and we smoked outside behind my nana's house, kind of by my restroom. And we came back inside. She crawled through the window and she fell, and we kind of like smoked a bowl in the house too. We got Apollo high, and Apollo was on like my shoulder, and Kelly said that there was a spider like right next to me, and I got up and I started like shaking everywhere. I was like, where, get it off of me, where? And then I was like 10-15 minutes later, I noticed my leopard gecko's gone, and I was like, what the hell? Like, where the hell did she go? Like, she couldn't have gone too far. Like, we had a towel under the door and everything, so I was so confused. I was like, where the fuck did she go? I don't know if we left the window open and she probably like flew out the window, and I was like doing this and jumping around because Kelly scared me with the spider, but I couldn't find her, and I like looked everywhere for her for a good 2 to 3 days straight. And then I started talking to my fiance, and that's a whole nother story on how like we met and how he ended up moving in with me. But basically, he ended up moving in with me, and once he like had got his check, he got me 2 geckos he got me 2 geckos, and then we had got another gecko, and I would always like blow smoke in there, and I would like get them high and stuff. And then one day, one of my geckos refused to stop eating, and she was the smallest one, and that was Fifi. And she wasn't eating as much, and then she eventually died. And then the other one died, the prettiest one. She was yellow and like pinkish looking. And then my other one died too. So they all died one by one, and we had to freaking bury them in the backyard. I was so sad. I gave up on having leopard geckos as pets because I wouldn't really like pick them up, because the first time that I had gotten a leopard gecko, she had almost bit me, but they don't have teeth, so it doesn't really hurt, but still, she still scared me. So after that, I wouldn't pick her up. And same with these ones. I didn't like really want to pick them up because they would scare me. Like, I would be scared that they were like try to bite me, or like, I don't know. It was really hard. There was only one that I actually fucked with. Out of those, I fucked with Fifi, and then I fucked with I think it was Apollo. I fucked with him. But the yellow and pink one, I did not fuck with her because she was not very nice. I thought she would always try and bite me if I like tried to pick her up. So I gave up on that. Plus, they're like a lot of work. You have to have the right temperature in your room. Sometimes we would leave the window open all day. And we live in Washington, so it's really cold. And I think that's kind of why they died, because we sometimes would leave the window open all day. but they would have their light on top of their little cage, but still, like, we didn't have every single thing that we needed for them. So that's part of the reason why they died. Anyways, that's all for today, niggas. And I will be posting in a couple of days. So next Sunday, I'll have another video for you guys. I'm out.